Hey guys, how's it going? I had a few minutes to play with the scooter, so I figure I'd see if I can just take a look at some of the major components, one being the motor and the other one being the transmission. It has a two-speed trans. It's over here in the parts washer. That was bound up. I was able to get it free and moving somewhat. It does now turn, but I got it soaking in the parts washer, and that just has a fork that selects between two different ranges of gears in it. And it was stored dry. I don't know why. It looked like somebody also sandblasted the body of it. So I don't know if it's just a project that somebody started cleaning up and just didn't go any further or what. The same with the motor. Not that it was sandblasted, but no fluids in it at all, and there was no spark plug in it. It did turn over. You can, it spun over by hand, and it's got a mechanical lever for a kickstart, and that's pretty much how it fires over. But it did not have a spark plug. It does have a plug wire, and I kicked it over. It did have spark. So I went to go find out what it used for spark plug, and they don't make it anymore, but that's what it is. And of course, good old eBay was able to find you some new old stock. So I invested another $9 in a spark plug. I figure I'd put that in there. It's a different size, by the way. That's why it's you can't use another plug. The body of the plug itself is just larger, and it has a tapered seat on it. So what I thought I would do, I did put just used oil in it right now, and just to cycle it through, because it would look kind of cruddy inside the motor. So for the couple of seconds it's going to run, if it's going to run the way I'm going to do it, so be it, and let that oil take all the debris with it, and then I'll flush that out and put fresh stuff in it. But first things first, let's see if we can get the thing to fire. And by doing that, we're just going to dribble some fuel down the spark plug hole, and we'll see if it'll kick. So I'll get you on the screen right there, and we'll see what we can get out of it, if anything. The spark plug wire is missing the end of it too. I'm going to just try to wrap it around the plug best I can. Maybe I could split the difference. See if that'll just hold it there. Give it a sec. Probably be easier. I'll set it down and did it with my foot, huh? I did see little puffs of smoke come around the spark plug. Try that again. I don't even have a choke. Choke's open. That would be wide open. Well, I'm going to try to set something up drill wise so that I can kind of crank it over, maybe with an impact gun or something. See what happens. Hold on. Alright, so I looked into it a little further, and as you can tell, this thing is not going to part forever, judging by the cobwebs and everything that are in there. But I ended up pulling that flywheel off. because I had, let's see, I say I had energy. I didn't have spark, I had energy. When it was spinning, if you held the plug wire away a little bit, it just gave like a constant arc, but it wasn't a fire. So that leads me to believe I'm making energy, but I'm not loading up the capacitor and dumping it at a timed interval. So judging by the way those points look, we may have to go in there and go pry them open and give them a good cleaning. Trying to get in there with you guys. I don't want to break it. I'm sure. Well, damn, you're just gonna have to take my word, because I can't get my finger in and hold at the same time. So we're gonna go clean the points up, and I do see a lead running off the condenser. I don't know if that would be a ground kill wire, because there is 3 wires that stick out the side. So that may be possibly the case, or that may need to see ground. I'm not sure. The only thing I did look into this thing so far was, I know for the lights, the way they run it is they run like 1 filament to the bulb in the back. And so say you're just having the tail light, would be 6 volts, and then when they run the brake light, they put 12 volts to it. They just jump another coil pack to it, and gives it that much more energy. The bulb gets brighter. It doesn't have 2 separate filaments in it. So I don't think that has anything to do with the spark, but that's just the only thing I've educated myself on so far. So for right now, I'm going to get in there with a file. I'm going to go clean that out. I'm going to blow all the crap out of the inside of here. The inside of the flywheel is looking kind of cruddy. You can kind of see that was parked in one spot for a long time. None of that should affect how it runs, but I'll clean that up too. So I'm going to go do that. Alright, so I cleaned the points and blew that out, and put the flywheel back on. That junk out of the way. And what I have set up is a drill going to a 3-inch drive, 3-inch socket to a 1/2 inch, and the 1/2 inch is going to drive the flywheel instead of kicking it over. So something like that. As you can see, that spark looks pretty good. So I think we were on schedule to go give that a try again. And we'll see what happens. See if we get you guys a little further away. Let's see what that does for us. Well, it went 1 kick till it knocked the wire off. That ain't too good. I snapped it. Go back to kicking it. Alright. I would say that's going to run then, huh? Just 1 casualty. Alright, so I say the motor is complete as far as it'll run internally. So I'd say the next bit would be probably popping that carburetor off, and we'll go give that a good bath and a good cleaning, and see if that will come back, and see if it'll run off of a feed tank. And if that's the case, we can run it for a couple minutes, and we'll run that oil out of there and change it out, and so we'll blow out some of the mud wasps in there that decided to make a home. That's the motor is. Not sure what it comes out to. I think it's 8 horse. I think that number right there indicates it's an 8, but I'm not positive of that. So, yeah, guys, thanks. Alright, for a carburetor that probably hasn't been apart for 20 or 30 years, it kind of looks like something that's been together for that long. I don't know if you can see inside that float ball too. Yeah, it's nice and green, ain't it? So, we'll take that apart, we'll clean that. The needle's stuck inside there. Hopefully that frees up. and hopefully that float doesn't have a hole in it. But generally I know a lot of the brass and the solder joints seem to fail over time, so I'm going to strip that down, and we'll soak that in the acid, and we'll get that kind of getting cleaned up, and see if it'll come back for us. Alright, so it's the next day. I let that soak overnight in the carb cleaner. Not that it became, I would say, spotless. There's still a lot of gunk in the float bowl, but decent. So I'm going to go and clean it all up some more, and clean all the jets, put all the jets back in. I am missing the gasket for the float bowl, which is a weird shaped one, so I'm going to have to take a little bit of time and make one for that, but I should get it sorted out. And of course I took a ride to the scrapyard this morning, and I came across a demo saw that was in the trash, so I took all the parts off of it. Well, first I bought it. That would kind of make sense. And I was kind of thinking 20 bucks. He went to 25. He wouldn't take any less than 25, so I took it anyway. But the motor was locked up. The plug was out of it, and it was locked up. So I took the side cover off, and I worked it back and forth with some penetrating oil in it, and then it does spin over. And the gas that was in it had two-stroke gas in it, so it wasn't like it was run on straight gas and it burned up. Not quite sure what's going on with it yet, but I figured for the price tag, it may be worthwhile. So see how that one comes out. It was missing the air cleaner and a cover that goes over the top of it. Other than that, it seemed like it was complete. So get rid of the old gas somehow. Alright, so I got that carb all back together and made up a gasket for that float bowl, and I just left it a little on the proud side, and that gave me just gives you some more strength on the side instead of trying to make something that's you know, an 1/8 inch wide gasket. That was the original one. So that's all sealed up. Both my adjustments, this one and this one, are about 2 turns out. Figure we'll keep that for a starting point. I don't have anything connected to the throttle and nothing connected to the choke. And you know, it'd be one of those things you need 3 hands to try to dial it in, but I figure we'll see how it works out. I was missing a head bolt, put a head bolt in it so I don't blow the head gasket out, and right now there's no cheater gas in it, but it's sitting in the thing right there if we need it. But we should be able to pump it through. As long as it gets wet down in here, it should kick and fire. So let's see what we get. And I'm going to put some gloves on. Don't smash my hands trying to hand kick the foot kick, you know. You know what I mean. My choke closed or up closed? What's that? We got something happening. I probably need to give it some throttle. So I'm going to take the little tiny screwdriver and run that thing in and give it a little bit more throttle. I really should put a spring on that. I'm not gonna. Got some compression, boy. I'm losing a clamp. I want to see the whole thing go on the floor. choke it out. Alright, well, it looks like a good goer to me. And I'm going to drain the oil out of it and put some fresh stuff in it. So at least you know we got a good motor and a good transmission. Thanks for watching. How about a little bonus intermission here. Here's the rust on the bed of the truck. Getting pretty cool. It's growing like some weird patterns there. I left it out in the rain to get some more age to it. You can see it's kind of growing all kind of funky little swirls. Psychedelic, man. Yeah, we got a yard sale toolbox. Got to cut the bottom out and just stuff that over the top of the winch so you don't see the winch anymore. Runs. A good drivetrain to a bike, don't it? Got a clutch in it.